I said I was going to wait 6 months before I did this, but I'm sick of seeing constantly people comparing the Kuva Nukor to the Tenet Cycron. Well, however you want to pronounce that. Because one is radiation based, one is heat based, one is beam based, one is pulse based. What would you even call the Nukor? It shoots a magnetic field in front of it. It's not a beam-based weapon. So it's the two weapons are of complete different styles. They are kind of similar on status, apart from the fact that one has a ton of crit, the other one doesn't. It has a little bit more status. Fire rate's kind of similar. I mean, there's nothing too similar between them. This is why I have avoided kind of finishing the Kuva Nukor and finishing it to 60% or doing anything with the Cycron, because the best way to find this out, always remembering of course to take the Sentinel off, and then to question a few other things as to why you're all level 110 or 180, but is the best way to find this out is just going to be to start shooting at them and go, kind of expected that to be a lot higher than that, but aiming at the head goes up to around 500s. Does take a while to actually take them out. And yes, it does go between 4 enemies. And does take them out eventually. And what I am noticing is it's actually hitting for thousands every now and then. Not bad. But it does have one major problem. It's out of ammo. And once it runs out of ammo, well, it works in such a way that you have to wait until it reloads, because it is a battery-based weapon. But being a beam-based weapon, it's pretty much constant damage. Always constant damage, but you can see how quickly it actually tears through enemies. And I haven't changed the setup on this. Apart from, I do believe I've changed the arcane to the galvanized one. That's it. This, on the other hand, I kind of expected. Picking between which one of these is the best? Well, the numbers don't lie. That was a 7,500. Oh, you've already got damage. Why have you got damage? I didn't kill them all, did I? Yeah, okay, now I understand why people keep comparing these. But I'm sorry. Goodbye, he says, sarcastically, because I like the Tenet Cycron, however you want to pronounce it. It has the better status to it, but it has, well, the way that I have them set up, I got them as close to the same mods as I could, and we have, the best way I can put this, 136% status may be good, but when it has nearly twice the damage, that extra 20% status don't mean shit. That is the best way that I can put this. This thing was doing 7,000s. Not the 5,000, I think it was, 4,000 we saw with the Cycron. But you were doing headshots, you may be jumping to the comments section and asking. Yes, that's to kind of base these on the crit between the two. Hitting them normally is just kind of a joke, if we're being brutally honest here, because I still prefer the Nukor, and for everybody who says the Tenet Cycron is basically the killer of the Nukor, yeah, okay, this thing's doing avoiding headshots, 200s, 170s, and then you have to wait for it to reload, and then you have to continue shooting them, and it's hitting high 200s. And then you have to wait a bit more, and then you can start shooting again, and it's hitting 400s every now and then, but it's averaging for the enemy that I'm hitting. Wait for it to reload again. High 300s. Enemy to the right, about 200, sometimes going over, same with the one on the left. high 179s, 180s, 172s. Yeah, this is... Don't get me wrong, I still like this weapon. It is still a lot of fun to use. It still does quite a bit of damage if you hit the enemy where you're supposed to be hitting them. It actually takes them down fairly quickly. So the Cycron is still effective, but its infinite ammo is great for level 80 or below enemies. It makes no difference which one of these you take. The Cycron is only recommended because you don't have to deal with the ammo side of it. Once you get over, I really want to say 110 plus, because you saw the Cycron before take out level 110s easily, but after that, yeah, you kind of want to be going for the Nukall, because yeah, it's not hitting for as much crit, but that wasn't even a complete mag. And the only difference between these two weapons is the fact that for some reason this has heat damage on top of the other damages that it has. I tried to mod it off. It is the perk that is on both of these weapons. And the mods are pretty much exactly the same. I'm saying that, but technically this does have something the other one doesn't, but... And this is without hitting headshots. It's hitting for 1,000 a time. Well, same as always. Oh, nope, the status effect is not that. It needs more status duration. You can see as soon as you stop shooting, it pretty much stops dead. And neither of these has status duration mods in it, but compared to what the Cycron was before to what the Nukall is now, we just do that and, well, there's your duration for you. They take status damage over time. It's not a lot of time, but it's still there, so you just kind of land the correct shots and boom. And the other ones are still taking effect at the same time. This is before we get into things like magazine range and everything else, so yeah, as much as I want to kind of disagree with, to be fair, most people all turn around and say exactly the same thing, but there was a few people that I noticed were saying the Cycron is the Nukall killer. Not a chance in hell. I'm sorry, the numbers pretty much speak for themselves here. Considering the damage, the mods are pretty much exactly the same. The status effect, at least the second time round, is about the same. The Nukall, yeah, it's called the Nukall for something. Or, as I have seen many people call this thing over the years of its existence, because even the standard one does pretty much the same kind of thing but doesn't do the same level of damage. It's not the Nukall, it's the Nuke all. And with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.